different shafts. Same size, but different shafts.
You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. We got to go do a little parts moving around. We'll even look at the Kenworth, because even though I tell everybody the update that there is no update on the Kenworth, at some point we'll get it moved. But first things first, see what the calves are up to. We haven't done much work in here. We're actually supposed to get back into the 50s, which is kind of wild. We're gonna get some cold 20-degree nights, but after that we're going back to the 50s, I guess. So I can't complain with that at all. We better actually put the water in there. So haven't done much in here. Just got a lot of paperwork to do, to be honest. And owning your own business and doing your own thing, it's great till you get to the paperwork side, and then it's really not that much fun, to be honest. We'll get through it. We're getting better. Somebody did say I should hire a secretary or something like that. I don't know. We will see at some point. I don't think Robert wants to be my secretary. He's better at wrenching and helping me that way. Well, alrighty. They got some water. They were hanging out in here because it was raining. It rained all night. I didn't even check the gauge. I don't even know. They got to be out back there partying it up. I don't even know how much rain I didn't even look, but we can walk out there and look. So yeah, we got to do some stuff on the barn for winter, but a majority I'm hoping we can get through and really figure it out. But as I said, and I'll explain, so we pulled the Kenworth, we dropped the Kenworth off at Dan Francis' shop because it can fit right in it fully, able to tear it down. Trent took a look at the motor. Trent, since then, his shop has been finished. The driveway's been finished. Isaiah built him a good driveway in and out. Concrete has all hardened. So it might go to Trent's now, because then he can work on it and get it done. That's really what I'm thinking. But as you see, we got a muddy mess here. Calves are all, how are we doing today? Grazing along. And yeah, we're still waiting to dry down some more. That rain did not help as far as any field conditions, but it's better than snow. I saw a lot of people. Richard Nelson up there in northern Vermont sent me that he got over 5 inches of snow. You guys can keep it up there. I don't need it yet. I don't need that at all. So let me see. Yanko's ready to go and party it up. Well, something happened there, because we definitely got more than that. It hammered last night, so I'm not really sure. But all right, jump over, get Kenworth parts packaged up and see what we can do. So here's where we're at. It is sitting, it's got the block in it. It is gonna get some, well, probably gone right through so that we know everything is good. Me and the previous owner, we've talked, we could put sleeves and pistons into it for like 6K, or run right through the motor and like 11K. So at this moment, that sounds a lot better, so that we have everything. But damn, do I miss this thing. I only owned it for a day before I had an issue, and bought it with the knowing that maybe it's gonna have an issue. It has, somebody asked me how many miles on it, and you don't even know. Nobody knows. But that's kind of the thing with these older trucks. So it's got a lot of character. We're gonna get back to a good spot. Just been very busy, so that's the biggest thing as far as I haven't messed with it. Plus it does cost some money, so we've been shipping some corn, which is good. It's all part of the financial side of it. But we do have some last things that are sitting out. The heads are all sitting in Dan's shop, and Dan's actually been cleaning, because as things have slowed down for a lot of people because harvest is over season. So now it's tinkering and working on stuff. So that will be back, but that's where it sits right now. And honestly, even if I could, my plan was to move some corn with it, but we need some storage to be able to move it easier. If we're running a distance with one truck, we still do a lot of waiting game. Some people have said, why don't you have friends haul for you and keep the combine moving? Well, we're caught up. When we can run the combine and run, then we'll have more trucks. But that's where we're at with that. And for those of you who don't know, go watch the previous videos of what really went on. We destroyed a piston. It was on its way out, but it right there, it destroyed it. And pretty much every other piston has some sort of fatigue failure from previous heat sections, and it killed a liner. So all part of it. Trucks. Got everything bigger, so all the heads, jake brakes, aftercooler, yeah, everything is in this box so that we're not losing anything. And then we'll put the pan and everything else, because rods and caps, those will all be reused. Got everything packaged up in the 2 boxes. That way it can get put in storage, not go missing, and Dan can finish up cleaning this side of the shop. I did just talk to Trent, so we're coming up with a game plan as far as what we want to do there. Dan goes checking the box out. And it's snowing. Dan go out. Robert just asked the same thing as a lot of people ask. Why don't I just run this? Well, brakes. This has new brakes. Does not have new brakes. Tires all around, which this still needs some tires all around. Well, like wheel seals, batteries. One tank is good, the other tank isn't. 5-speed instead of a 6-speed, no wet kit, bushings in the back, stuff like that. It's got service brakes only on the rear axle, but not the front, so technically we probably should switch that around. It does have a double frame on it. Yeah, the tires are but no, we're using it for parts. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, see, like this. Yeah, battery started. So what we're gonna do today is get the hood off, see how far we make it. Right, good plan. So pretty much all the wiring is just gonna get cut, taken off, because we rewired the other truck to the point where we liked it. It's got a different bracket for the hood, which is greasable and stuff like that. I like that. But honestly, we'll probably take these 3 bolts out of each side once we get all the wiring off. Take your clips out of the other end, and the hood will come right off. There's some stuff we got to rob off of here. It does have newer style of hood bushings on it compared to what I have, which I kind of like that. So I got to see if I want to switch that out. Yeah, let me cut all the wiring off and go from there. This is going to be our dilemma. So I'm going to take this bracket off because it's got this ball joint style, and I didn't want to loosen all that. These 3 bolts either side, the cables that hold it, so Robert can hold it up, but as I take that off, it's gonna come apart. But once that's off, we can put it outside for a minute until we're ready. I know, I could use a bath. Good. Bath and a paint job. Are you good at painting?
Professional painter.
I'm resident.
Just leave it green and leave that red.
Christmas tree. Holiday spirit over here. I do see that this one has a primer pump handle, so that's cool. There's just a lot of little things on this setup that would have to be gone through, and it starts to add up pretty quickly. And there's some big things, but little things mostly. Robert thinks he's gonna go shoot a deer. Okay. Got all the wiring off of everything, so you can see same setup here. I think that's gonna be our best bet. Don't break this hood. This is what I got in the truck pretty much. Now all the bolts are out of it. So you're literally the only thing. What I think we could do is set it up and then pick it off. Slowly go up and see if we set it back down. Right now all the brackets are off. We got to do a little bit of body work. Somebody had painted this, and not very good paint. Granted, let's not say that this was perfect painted. We can throw the extension cord off that other one. Actually, we got the extension cord from Giraffe Tools there.
Yep.
You can probably put it back more than that, yeah. Ooh. So we'll take this off. We'll set this hood in here. That way we don't have to go outside with it. We're gonna change the lights out of it. Mirrors are all in pretty good working condition. I haven't decided how I'm gonna paint this or when I'm gonna paint it. Gotta do a little bit of sanding, some body work. Fix like this little body work issue they got there. But that is the nature of having a farm truck, right?
Yeah, bird.
It's like a farm Jeep. And a farm Camry. This will clean up very nice. Minor little things. That'll be good. Sitting like this, I can wire in the new brackets. Robert's getting the coolant pulled, which we didn't have to do on that one because when it hit the radiator, it all came out. So he'll do that. Once that is done, honestly, it's two bolts there. That looks as damn close. It should be similar, very similar. They did switch some things up. Radiator hose at the top, and these lines that run across. We do have to pull the water pump housing, or the actual pump, out. We'll swap it with this one because we broke the shaft. That only has two, where ours has 3. So we're gonna have to look. It's got a smaller one that must have been for the AC. Did this one have a small? Yeah, this one had a smaller one, but we didn't use it. So I'd rather the 3 belts on it than 2. What are you doing?
Trying to get the hose off.
Take that big bolt. Big one off? Yeah. Bolts on the radiator support. Gonna have to cut them. You making any progress?
No.
Fighting you?
Yeah.
Is that loose there?
Yeah, they're both loose.
Get a pry bar. Sorry about the noise from the whatchamacallit, heater. But it is chilly outside. It's probably still snowing. I guess not. But we're supposed to be getting lake effect. I guess Tug Hill is gonna get like a foot or something. Oh, she's gonna go.
Try to pull it back from here.
Yeah, it should be a lot looser now. There you go. Give it a little wiggle wiggle. Yeah, that was nasty looking. Put the gun. You can just let it drain. We'll catch what we can. Good thing we got a dirt floor.
Panic tip. Always
Yeah.
bring a rag. I'm like Duffy.
Need to get the air operated louvers cylinder out, and that actually came right off. The other one wanted to fight me. We got to see how this one's actually operated. That one has a coolant valve that's on top of the motor here that it actually goes through to run up to it. And I don't know if that's the issue or if the valve itself has an issue, so we might have to do a little bit of digging. This one I see is run differently. It goes back to the firewall. So 2 bolts that hold the bottom on is all that we have left on this radiator. Pretty simple, old school Mack stuff. It's just having the parts to make it happen. Tried just taking them off with no fire wrench. Yeah, it didn't like that, so I think we're gonna cut those right off. Got to get new ones anyways. I do like, I'm not sure if this one has it on the back side. No, it doesn't. See, the bumpers are different. The mounting brackets, some people have said, why don't you use this bumper? I do like how there's tow hooks up top. Mine are down below. But this bumper is bent and got some cracks. Different setup though. There you go. You're not going to want to be here when this starts.
Where's there on torches?
Done with that extension that's on the fuel tank, I think. On this truck? No, on this truck. No. Let's see if those will zing around and knock off what. That one came right out. The other side didn't though. There ain't much to hold them now.
Can't lift it up out.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But I had to cut it off. Woo! Hot. That was hot. Screwdriver. She just had to reach right in there for me. That ain't loose yet, bud.
10 minutes of touring up there.
Where's the what?
Screwdriver.
You're on fire, Rick Bobby. You're on fire. Cut one head off. The other one, the nut actually came out of the bottom, but it is cut two down in there.
Jesus, tripping hazard.
Yeah. We should be ready to pull off. Put you guys somewhere. And let's see. Think it's ready?
We're gonna go that straight. Leave it up inside.
Yeah, we can do that. Watch out, it's hot at the base though. It should pull. Let me push up on this side. Yeah. You ready?
Wait. Yep.
Maybe it's not out there. Hold on, let me push it up again.
Alright. I think my side's out now.
Is it? Go towards me. Okay, let me go back towards you. Ready? Let's go down right here. Look at caught. There we go.
My shoulder got caught.
I was caught too. We'll lean it up. We gotta go further out. Yep. Okay. That came out. What held us up? Let's see if it's still right there.
No, easier than I thought.
So those bushings are pretty well junk. The other ones are actually really nice. Before we put that away, I gotta cut that other bolt out. So I'll cut that and then we can see how these bushings. They got some wear to them, but they still got a lot of life in them. Outside cracking, but middle's all good. Washer's all there. So I'll cut that one off, and then we're pretty close to the same point as where this motor and this motor is, well, setup is. This one has a clutch on it. Okay. You're gonna have to see exactly how that's gonna work. Just noticed that. It's got a clutch and it's got that pin there, but otherwise everything else looks the same. Coolant housing is going to get pulled off. Did this coolant housing have a line? No. That one had no line on it, so that's a little different. Looks the same setup. Just looking everything over. On this side, they just had the bushings, whereas on this, they had these spacers in between it that actually sat down on the bushings and the bolts went through it. So I gotta see if we need those spacers or not. Maybe do some measuring once it's on. That riser sits higher than this riser, so I'm gonna say we're gonna need the spacers on this. Right? Yeah, to get it up to the same level. But from here, we'll go ahead, pop the water pump off of this one. And we got an idea, so we got a gasket here that we got to make. Yeah, gasket here, which means we'll probably have to pop it off over there. Let me see how this one's set up. Yep, same way. Okay. Probably take the clutch off of this, and we can get to everything. Okay, so the whole fan clutch assembly. I got the fan clutch actually. Or the fan unbolted, which I did that backwards. But oh, we got one still holding now. Two still holding. Three still holding on. Oh, the phone's going off. Well, now it's off. So now we can see it. Clutch off, fan out of it, and as we see, it goes to the bigger size because it uses this bracket. So we're gonna be able to use the water pump. We just gotta figure out what we wanna do. If we put the clutch on it, or if it just runs consistently. Because that fan's got a little bit of, it's got a bend from where it got hit. We could straighten it, but I don't know if it will ever be perfect. Like this one's bent over. So we're gonna do a little figuring, but at least the water pump's off. They're all the same as far as the hub, so we can take the hub off that one, and then we will have our 3 ribs instead of our 2 ribs. Okay, from here, take water pump or coolant housing. It does have this line that runs back into the side of the block, which we have that port there. So we might run that line back with it. Or we just cap the end of this off. We will see. Oh, I'm gonna bend the rat. Oh, I already started bending it. Well, this filter's gonna fight us. Already started bending that. That's not good. Okay, next plan. Hammer, which I had somewhere. Hammer and probably a punch. I'd say there's a lot more water than coolant in this, so good thing it's getting drained out. Well, that's not doing its thing. Huh. Never mind. grabbed onto it. Didn't want to do that. Let's try this again. Hammered it quite a bit. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Well, that was pretty well on there. There's the Mack number for it. There was the Mack number. Now it's gone. That's weird. The ink just wipes off now. Been on there a while. Well, we got the other filter. I think they're the same. But I put Baldwin's on everything from Fleet Pride. Pretty nasty. Yep, pretty nasty. Okay, so this housing is an in, well, in from the water pump as it pumps up through here, back into the thermostat housing. Whereas this one is an in and out. So what I might do is just look up, see if I can get this part number so that we can use the same housing again. So I'll just jump on that and see quick. Because if I can order one, leave that one alone on that. PAI, which we've ordered door inserts and everything, has a replacement filter housing. The only thing I want to know is this has springs in them, the other one doesn't. Maybe they don't. So I'm gonna have to do a little digging on that, but otherwise, we'll get one of them, $76. That way we got the same one. It does come with a port out the side, but that doesn't, we're not gonna use that, right? And I'm sitting over here by the door because I can get Wi-Fi from the house. This metal building really kills it. I'm hoping to find a number on this. Well, there goes the pulleys. Got the spacer there. Oh, the AC one's its own thing. Well, you can see the shaft snapped right off there. That should be the same as the other one. We'll see if this puller wants to play well with us today. Oh yeah. One of my better investments lately in tools is a good puller set. Different shaft. Huh. Okay, we're gonna have to do some figuring. I think. Maybe not. Let's pull this one off and just compare. Different shafts. Same size, but different shafts. So I might not mess with that anymore. Because if we can leave that all on, it makes it better for the motor going forward. But I did notice that one's got a number on it. And that one's got a number on it. So I'll get the number and see if I can look up a rebuild kit. Bearings, shaft. So based on the numbers, these water pumps are the same. I'd like to put the long one back on because having the 3 belts I think does it better. As we see, we've chewed some belts up there. I think it's better for it. Maybe we could do the 2. Maybe somebody in the comments going to tell me, but by the time you guys see this, probably already ordered the pump. So they should be the same pumps. You can get a long shaft kit, which is 1.5 inches compared to 1 inch. Well, 1.57 inches is what it is. So this has 1.5 inches shaft in it, which is kind of odd because they're the same number. It should be a different number. So somebody rebuilt this at one point, put a different shaft in it, which isn't the end of the world. We can get that kit $150 or $180 for the whole water pump, the gaskets here. So what we'll do is, as long as we're here, we might as well tear that off. We'll leave that one alone, leave the fan blade off of it, just in case someday we need that. We can just swap it out. But that way that motor stays as complete. So water pump housing and water coolant filter housing and water pump with the long shaft. Throw it back together the way it should be, and that will be good. So I'll get those ordered, and honestly, we shouldn't put those on without the radiator on. But we do need bolts, so I'll start making a list of things that we need for this. These arms do have to come off. I don't know if I want to switch those out or not. I think we were doing pretty good, so we just need the arms, which at the end of the day, that one we could just take the bar off and we don't actually have to take the whole arm off. Or we could try straightening that arm, but when we straighten it, it does make it weaker. Okay. Well, we might as well go ahead and get this apart till it comes. This line, we're not going to save it because I just noticed, look at all that right there. So take it off. This line comes off. 2 bolts here. So gasket there, gasket there. We'll take that right out and see what it looks like. I think I got them all off. Yeah. It's probably been on there a little bit. I would think so, at least. So this truck, before I bought it, rumor was it sat for at least 10 years. It's coming off. It's like a new water pump. Like it looks brand new. Housing looks awesome too. That's a good sign. Huh. I'll look up what the rebuild kit is for this. It's got a number inside of it. 379 GC384. MRC 891 they put it in. It's got a little hard spot in it now from probably being smashed in. So yeah, it's getting replaced. Like a real hard spot. But good to know. So gasket, and away she will go. It still is odd to me that it I'll look up that part number, that it has a long shaft in the same housing. Well, maybe somebody was thinking ahead of it and doing something, but I'll clean these up right now, might as well. And I think the last things we can really do is straighten these out before we get some more parts. I was hoping to get the radiator at least sitting in there, but I don't think that's going to be the option. And this is part of tinkering around on things and jumping around some, but I want to get this Mack good to go because we could utilize it to move some things around, like the Kenworth, to maybe the final destination of getting rebuilt, stuff like that. So just food for thought. Water pump housing, all cleaned up. Got to straighten these out. Got a list of parts. So pretty much stripped, I hope, everything off of this that as of right now. I don't know if I'm going to steal that air cleaner. I'm definitely going to steal the tube, 2 of the tubes, because as you see, that's different. And that's because this previous one had the cowl intake. So yeah, got to do some digging if I want to swap air cleaners. Well, rob that air cleaner, or if I can find a good Mack air cleaner. This one's got a little bit of rust, but we could clean that up. I think the straps are all the same, aren't they? No, that's got different straps on that one. Which isn't the end of the world. Like, that is what it is. I just realized that. I don't know. So we might have to do a little bit of messing around. This little panel piece comes out too. See how it is not on for this one. So that doesn't look so good actually right there. We're gonna look at that. Okay. Little things like that. But the core things that I was looking for was the hood, which is off, and the radiator, which is off. And that's a lot. That was a big chunk of money right there. So, alrighty, I'm gonna go in, order some parts, do some research, make some dinner, wake up, do it all over again tomorrow. Probably won't be on the Mack because we'll be waiting on the water pump. That's really the first thing I want to put on because you're standing here. Maybe we'll tinker on some of the air intake pieces and see what we got. And at some point we got to smash that glass out. Get a piece of glass from same people get the door jams from. So they do all the glass, and the weather stripping on it actually looks good still. So I guess we got to do some figuring on that. Yeah. But alrighty, appreciate you guys watching. Short video of pretty much all truck stuff and where we're at with the trucks, to give you guys an idea. Because yeah, for some reason we have more trucks. But it works out. Kenworth is going to be a good runner for us, and we'll get the red truck back going with a green hood, and that will get painted, and things will be good. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.